Hello and welcome back. This is Marketing with YouTube. And on this video, we're going to look at YouTube content strategy and everything that goes into helping your channel grow. So, to start off with, I just want to share most brands on YouTube, they do not have an emphasis on growing their platform. Most brands, especially in the B2B space, they use it more as a filing cabinet and it's more of just a repository to share all of their videos in one spot. So oftentimes you end up with a pretty low priority item, and marketers are stuck with really no time to think about YouTube as a platform where a brand can grow. Now, having said all of this, I do think it's worth having a YouTube content strategy and having a discussion with your team where you think, okay, there are more people watching videos on YouTube every day than any other website on the planet. And yeah, sure, our videos aren't going to be seen by the masses, but there is absolutely an opportunity to get a little bit more interest in the brand, maybe push some of that brand awareness at even if it's a nominal, I should say, increase. You never know when the next major customer, client, investor, um, you know, participant, any of these people, you never know when they're going to come across your brand on YouTube. So let's jump in. There's a lot of different points here, a lot of different things that you can look at and consider for a YouTube content strategy. Um, I am here to really just focus on a couple of these. All right. So to start off with, let's look at these different content types that are out there. Why do people watch videos on YouTube? There's not one dominant answer, but for most of the time, it's about learning something. They want to get something new. Only 53% say inspiration, entertainment, but 70% said learning. 70% of people would say knowing instructions. Then also 67% deciding what to buy. So they're looking at YouTube as a product review platform. Now, categorically, industrial, you're looking at beauty products, automotive, smartphones, things like that. But the big takeaway here, hey, 67% of online shoppers played a video to make a purchase decision. So this is a great driver of people through the funnel, through the buying funnel, to where they finally decide, hey, okay, this is the product that I want. Now, there is no best time to post on YouTube. It's not like LinkedIn where you need to post when professionals are online. And it's not even like people are online all the time, but you don't want to post like in the middle of the night. So, um, really, the reason for this is that on YouTube, you can get more views years and years later. Um, Unlike a lot of other social networks, it's not all about being timely and relevant, although there is an element to that if that's kind of your thing. If you're into news or sharing something right after it happens, okay, that's different. But for most brands, and for most people watching this, the brands that they'd be working for are not going to be in a time crunch. Um, Now, if you start growing subscribers and you start amassing people that are you're noticing people watch your video right when you push it, right when you publish it live, that is when you want to start thinking about some timing, coming up with a regular cadence, and just publishing consistently overall. The top 100 brands are collectively uploading a video every 18 and a half minutes. That's huge. That's a lot. A lot of those are shorts, which we have a next slide on. But I again, 99% of us doesn't really matter what time we are publishing content to YouTube because it'll be seen over the coming days, maybe the weeks, and it might take years. But Once you start to amass a following of people that are subscribing and are constantly are regularly watching right when you publish a video, that is when you need to start thinking about a regular publishing cadence. So, let's talk about YouTube Shorts for a minute. That has been YouTube's response to TikTok and Instagram Reels, which Shorts have been around now for 4 to 5 years, and it's been really taking off in a way that you probably wouldn't have expected. I thought they were just going to kind of fall flat. But the big difference here between Shorts and Reels and TikToks is that they're shorter. There is a 3 minute max if you were to upload a short, like app of a video that you already took. But if you're recording within the YouTube app, you only have 60 seconds, which is less than either of the other two. Now, a lot of people have shared feedback on the YouTube Shorts editing tools that they might not be as strong, but I haven't seen a ton of that. But also, Shorts allegedly helps to increase the views on your other permanent videos. Some creators have said that they see up to a 500% increase in views on their Shorts compared to regular videos, but again, I have yet to see anything more than some anecdotal evidence of this. Really, the key is to find a way to integrate it into your larger video strategy. Again, these are 916 tall videos that are all about short, quick hitters. Here's an example of a soccer team in Germany. This is just their shorts, but it kind of looks like what you would expect to see from Reels and TikTok. It's all pretty much the same. They get a lot of them, but also these look more like Reels and TikToks with more of the fun emojis and graphics and captions and fun spots. That's kind of what's going on here. Now, there is YouTube Shopping. That's when you just connect a store to YouTube and you can promote products from other brands. And then also, it's just like Instagram. It's just not quite as robust, I would say. But, it's become one of those classic social commerce moves, which we'll talk about a lot more with TikTok. Um, the big thing with YouTube, I would say, is a lot of videos end up embedded elsewhere on other parts of the web. You're probably watching this video not on YouTube. You're probably watching it in Canvas or somewhere else. Chances are that any video that you published to YouTube will get some views outside of it. And it really, this ability to embed YouTube videos has really been revolutionary for the internet in the way that people can quickly watch videos instantly on really any type of website. I really like being able to embed videos within a brand's website as well, because it gives you an inside look at how to really get to the rest of their YouTube channel. And then just a couple more slides here. The big content strategy, I think, and the big challenge is keeping viewers engaged. When you think about what does well in YouTube search results, it's videos between 1 and 5 minutes long. This is a distribution of like how long the videos are that land in search results. But having a video between 1 and 5 minutes is great, but it's also a challenge just to keep people watching. Only 5% of viewers globally across YouTube videos are going to watch more than 10 seconds. That's a pretty staggering number. I think a lot of it is due to accidental views, but again, they do count as views. So if you get 100 views on a video and you're noticing that the average watch time is 3 seconds, I would argue about half of those views are mistaken views. If you have an average watch time, if your video's a minute long and your average watch time is 50 seconds, that's a much different story. How do you do this? How do you up your engagement time? Well, it's not as easy as, it's just like any other social network. But it all comes down to engaging with viewers. Let's take a look. So there's a couple ways. One, be responsive. People are going to ask questions, leave comments. You can respond to those as the brand. You can address viewer requests, things that they might ask for. But you really want to try to foster engagement and get people to comment, get people to do something. A lot of creators are really good at this where they'll say, like, whoa, did you see that? Put in the make sure to rewind 5 seconds and put in the comments what you just saw. Obviously, that works more with kids and young adults than it does with professionals, but that's just a nice, cheap engagement tactic for those types of creators. Last slide and a good preview transition to the final video here that I will be doing is you got to utilize your analytics. I just mentioned, what an average view time was like, and what's the reality behind some of these numbers. And really, that's where analytics comes in. You got to go to your YouTube studio from your brand, and from there, you can get everything that you need. And really, what I like to talk about and show are audience retention, which is where we'll start with next time, but all these other different things. You can learn a lot and make data-driven decisions through your analytics, and that will be the crux of the final section along with advertising here. So until next time, be sure to check out some YouTube analytics if you can, if you have a platform. Otherwise, I will see you. One more video in this playlist.